So, TWOSUN in a box. I'm going to get it out of that box. We're going to check it in so we can check it out. Okay. Yeah, this is going to be fun. Okay, I'm excited for this one. It is a really cool, big button lock. Oily one. Titanium. Oh, let's get rid of the stuff. I'm excited to get into this one. Pretty cool. I mean, TWOSUN, which, you know, as long as I've been collecting them, they always kind of do this. Like, I'm never that shocked at new models, you know, when they come out. You know, when I first started following them and buying them, I could get kind of shocked. I could go, oh, look at that. Now, I'm just used to all bets are off the table, man. And if you follow some of the designers, I mean, they show the stuff that they're working on occasionally, and some of it's otherworldly, man. Some of the stuff that's coming. It's unbelievable. All right, let's see what's going on here. There's no flipper tab. So you got the button and you got this fuller. So let's run that fuller. That was less than wow. I will say the button already. The button is wow. The button is wonderful. No questions. There's no lock stick. There's no hang up. Now, one of the things I'm going to want to do is check that blade. How tight's that blade? So that's kind of less than wow too. So the Spidey flick and the thumb is coming up short. There's the thumb. But I got to really get aggressive with the wrist. Not so much. If I just get down lower, it's better. Same thing with Spidey flick. I just got to want it. All right, let's check that blade tightness. Yeah, solid as a rock. Yeah, locked up wonderfully. Okay, well, let's get it apart and cleaned up. Let's check that detent. I mean, it's kind of rough. I might polish that. Yeah, not so much. It's kind of rough right there. That's why I say I might polish that. I mean, it's working because if I push the button, it's free. But that button itself it's creating an odd tension there. Certainly oily though. There's oil coming out of every orifice here, so let's get it cleaned up. Doesn't look like there's too much holding this together. A couple of screws. Looks like they're all going to be T8s. The pocket clip screw is part of the assembly. And it is milled in there tight because it's holding the scales together and everything. Let's get that off. There it is. Yeah, recessed into that scale, and the tolerances on it were super tight. Yeah, it's just a little oily. It's got, I'm seeing here, it's got double roll bearings. And it is well lubricated. That's okay though. We've got good towels. Let's get this off. toleranced really well. You know, it's funny. These are the kind of thing where if I try to take it out, they don't want to come out. They've expanded. But if I don't take it out, it'll fall out while I'm cleaning it. Yeah, it doesn't want to come out of there. I mean, I'm just being stubborn now because there's no reason for it to really come out. And so I'm not going to take it out. I'm going to let it win. Okay. Okay, so I paused a little bit and I polished this button, the bottom side of that button. Just put a little polish on it. It'll help it smooth up and not be so gritty. This black stonewash finish is going to lend to some of that. Any place I'm trying to think if the blade actually has contact with any of that. I don't think it does. I don't think that, well, yeah, because let me think. No, I don't think so. I don't think we're making contact with that black stonewash in the operation of the knife. It's making contact here on the back of the blade. Yeah, it's making contact here on the back of the blade, but it's not making contact anyplace else. I need to scoot up. I just noticed that I was really off camera there. All right. Let's get to cleaning, man. So, it's my standard conversation, you know. They say those doubles are upgrades. I don't know. Just from an engineering aspect, there's part of me that thinks that it's twice as many rollers making contact with the blade. So there's more surface there. There's an argument that could be made that it's more stable, but I don't know about, like, it's going to be smoother. I think it has a potential to make the knife run not as smooth as single roll bearings. But I think the community as a whole, I mean, I can't speak for the knife community, can't speak for myself most times, but I think the community as a whole kind of feels like that's an upgrade. So I guess it could be more stable for sure. So if we're looking at it from that perspective, you know, there's more contact, so it should hold the blade in a more stable fashion. Yeah, ooh, this thing was oily. So lots of skeletonization going on here in this knife. Lots of weight reduction in these scales. And even so, it's not a very light knife. It's bringing the weight for sure. All right, let's go back together. We're clean. We can get to it. I'm pretty sure that's the wrong hole. Let's try it again. There we go. Nice titanium milled backspacer. That's pretty cool. Let's see. Detent pin or pivot pin. Come on, man. There we go. How about a collar first? And then the pivot pin. There we go. Shiny side up on the washer. Both sides pretty shiny. I'm going to put just the tiniest little drop because I don't want it weeping out of there. But just a tiny little drop on the washer itself. And then put a couple on these double roll bearings. I mean, that feels pretty good right there. A little stop pin. Let's get our button in place. I have to come off with the knife. There we go. Sometimes you gotta give to get, right? Isn't that a song? Like a 80s rock song or something? You gotta give to get? I don't know. Okay. Let's get our spring on. Let's get it lined up. I'm not going to mess with that spring, that detent. I mean, albeit I was struggling, I don't think it was because of the detent. I think it was just because of the drag on the blade. But we're about to find out. So I'm kind of happy with this tepe design. You know, it's out there enough. I mean, this is an aggressive knife. Looks aggressive. I like it. I hope it's got good self-defense ergonomics. We'll check that out. Get it back together here. I hope I improved that action a little bit too, because it was struggling slightly. All right, let's tighten everything up. I mean, it's dropped shut. Yeah, the action's definitely improved. I was struggling getting this out with my thumb right there, and now, you know, without really any wrist, I can get there. I do have a little lock stick going on now, so it might just be working its way in. I mean, I'm not going to freak out about lock stick. It is stuff that I can work on. Yeah, I don't have any play there. The acoustics are picked up too. Are you picking that up on the way down? And the way up. Yeah, ping. Okay. Well, let's run through it. Get a final wipe down on the outside here. All right. So it is a tepe design. TS, what does that say? 210? In D2 steel. This is number 26. A little lock stick going. But the action now with the button, come on. Crazy good. Thumb flick, yeah, simple. Spidey, yeah, a little bit of wrist, but definitely improved. That lock stick's already gone just from functioning. Yeah, you know, it's running so good now that it's one of those that it's got me checking the action to make sure that I don't have any play in the blade, because man, is it running good now. And like I said, it's drop shutty. Boom. Yeah. I mean, I like it. All right, ergonomics. So this is maybe one of the most comfortable grips going. I mean, right there, just the flow of this right here and this, how the hand grips in here. Thumb forward, no thumb forward. This is wonderful. But you can go thumb forward here. It's got this jimping on the spine, fairly aggressive, and it's ramped. So it ramps up. So the thumb has a perch there. And man, is this good. I'm going to say that that's a very confident grip. There's enough of a swoop here that you're down in it that I think you could maintain this grip in a fight. So I'm going to say that that's good. You can choke up to here, which leaves natural for the second finger to come there. And then there's kind of a choil up there. To be honest, I think this is the spot right here. You know, all this kind of stuff. Yeah, so I mean, full grip. If you're back here, full forefinger. If you're choking up into this space, you know, definitely controlled cutting. Yeah, nice. So very nice. Pocket clip. Let's run it. All right, come on. Oh yeah, even on these thick pants, it's just money. That smooth titanium, that the ramp of the clip itself, the space in there, it's a runner for sure. It does reveal. It's got a fair reveal sticking out of the pocket. It's not that deep of a clip. And then in jean size material, yeah, it's just as smooth, just as it's gripping good, snapping out of the pocket. Yeah, that's a wonderful pocket clip. Let's check for safety. So the blade's way down in there. Yeah, there's no contacting the blade through the backspacer. That's a pass. What about this tip? And I gotta be honest, I'm looking at it and I'm going, ugh. But I can't get it. It's actually angled down just enough to not be able to get under it. Yay. So, yeah. Okay. Pass, pass, pass. Come on. It's wonderful. Yeah, so price and availability. Let me see here. So I paid $64 for this at an auction. It's a little high for D2, but it does have full titanium scales. It's a button lock. It's a big button lock. This is a large knife, and everything going with it. I'm going to say that I don't feel like I overpaid at all at $64. Availability on this knife currently. So that's the bad news on this knife. Everything else is good news on this knife, except one of the most important things is being able to find it. I've searched Amazon, eBay, AliExpress. I did not go to DH. DH may have it. You know what? It is not available on DH. So I did look. So it's one of the pitfalls of TWOSUN knives and doing knife reviews. Any Chinese knives that are coming overseas. So you buy it, and then you may not pay for it right away, and then when you pay for it, then they may not ship for a day or two, or 3 or 4 days, and then you've got the ship time. And so by the time you get the knife, it could easily be a month from the time you purchased it. And then, so for me, I don't like when a knife shows up, I don't throw a video down. It just goes into the pile of knives that I have to do videos on. So, for instance, I have all of these waiting in my queue, these TWOSUNs. And I have more down there, and there's a few back in there. And so by the time I get to the video, and then let's say I do this video, like today I'm doing this video. Well, this video may not see production for 20 days or more, just the way that I do my channel. So by the time you see this, it could be 60 days from the time I bought it. Well, when I bought this, they were everywhere. Everybody had them. And what I did think to myself was, hey, I should probably get one of those before they go away. So I got kind of aggressive chasing them. And, you know, my optimum price was below $50. And I bumped that a little bit because it's titanium and because it's a button lock and because it's aggressive. And, you know, it had a few reasons for me to get above it. But I also felt like it was in high demand and it wasn't going to be long before this one wasn't available to me. So I jumped on it. So I don't know if that helps in anybody's decisions when they're looking at TWOSUNs, but all that stuff's a factor. I wonder if this thing cuts. Is that a hollow ground blade? So let me get after that real quick. I think it is. Yeah, so I didn't even mention that. It's got a hollow ground blade, which, I mean, again, kind of ups the value, I think. It's desirable. And the whole thing's hollow ground. It's not like it's a compound grind where typically you would see on a knife that's got this, you know, what is this, a clip point? But because it's changing here to here, I think that could be designated something else because there's another cutting edge right there. But yeah, so, but this hollow ground is the whole blade. So kind of cool. Let's see how it does on a fresh piece of paper. I mean, let's get a strop on it. Okay. Put just the tiniest bit of work in there just to deal with the burr. Let's see what we got. Yeah. Oh, come on, man. Get in frame. I mean, I don't mind if it's got a burr. I mean, it's a $60 knife. I guess some would say, whoa, man, it wasn't sharp. Well, I mean, sometimes I got to run a strop on it, you know, to fine tune that edge if I want that kind of sharpness. Now, would that knife have cut something? Yeah, of course it would. And trying to cut phone book paper might need a little strop. No worries. All right, so I'm not going to extend this video any longer. Talked about availability. Unfortunately, there is none. What I would do, if you're interested in this knife, is set up on the secondary market, go to Facebook, look for the TWOSUN owners group. You can request in there, hey, does anybody got a 210 for sale? And then definitely do a search function on eBay and save the search. And make sure your email's plugged in there. And it'll email you if one of these gets listed. So it's the way I'd go about it if you're interested. Anyways, I like the knife. It's pretty cool for a button lock. I'm definitely going to put it in my pocket, and that's a big knife carry for me. Appreciate you watching.